I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan here with Home Team Advantage, and I don't know, he's wearing a green shirt with a green backdrop, but our producer said he's got fixed it, so.
I'm Vogue, studying the Vogue. I'll just show off my Betty Davis eyes. Oh,
So,
she's dead.
yeah.
I'm dead too.
But, it's just kind of funny because I almost thought about wearing green today too, so that would have really looked really good.
Yeah, and then the rumors would really start.
But, we've just been sitting here discussing the Minnesota Twins, and they got their, rear ends handed to them last night by Chicago.
Yeah, and now Chicago's 4 games out. I think they're in trouble. And the other conversation we had is, how can somebody be on the All-Star team with a 200 batting average?
And if you don't know who we're referring to Byron Buxton. God forbid we talk bad about Byron, but
our savior.
Yeah, so I don't hear. It's a good question. I mean, I know he has 23 home runs, but he's hitting 212 after getting 2 hits last night. But that's not all-star potential right there. I don't care. I mean, he's had some big hits this year, but he shouldn't be on that team.
I agree. I think if you look back, he's had a couple of home runs. He's had a couple of walk-off home run. He's had a couple catches out in center field, but is that worth being an all-star? Arise deserves being where he is.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's still leading the league in batting average, so that I have no problem with that. But Byron Buxton, because he makes a lot of money, is he really playing up to the potential that what they're paying him?
Well, there's no way he's playing up to that potential at this point. I mean, we also discussed, what happens when Miguel Sano comes back, and people like to get down on him for what he does.
Right.
I mean, he's doing the same thing. Buxton's doing the same thing that Sano does right now. I mean, the other night he was 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts in that one of those Milwaukee games.
Yeah.
It's just I don't get it. I mean, why can't this guy hit? And he's got 2 stolen bases. But they made a good point one time about saying, well, he doesn't hit many singles. When he gets on, he's either hitting home runs or doubles or triples. Yeah. So I guess it's kind of hard to steal bases when you're not hitting singles. But he better start hitting a few more singles.
Well, the other thing, maybe he's not stealing as much as he can because he is accident prone. They don't want to see him get hurt. Who knows? They're in a tough situation right now. They've got Sano ready to come back. But they got the young kid, they got the second youngest team in the Major League Baseball. So, who are you going to send down? Who are you going to take out to replace to let him play? And then he'll get up there and he'll strike out 4 times a game and hit 1 home run, and everybody will, oh, well, glad he's back. It doesn't work that way.
That's me. You're describing me to a T there.
Yeah.
He'll hit that 1 home run and he'll say, well, look at the power he has.
Yeah.
But now it's starting to get out of control. I mean, we'll see. I mean, he had a decent rehab stint down in Florida, Class A ball, however. Now he's up with the Saints.
Yeah, but you could hit Class A ball.
I don't. Yeah, well, thank you for the compliment, but no, I don't. Not at 63 years of age and
well, I mean, back in your day,
maybe
you could have hit single A ball. Yeah,
but it's something else. I mean, I don't.
So they trade him.
Well,
get a pitcher or 2.
The one thing I saw on Twitter, I don't go by Twitter all the time, but the trade that if they wanted to get this Frankie Montas from Oakland starting pitcher, or I think the other guy was a Lopez, maybe from Baltimore. I don't know where he was from.
Well, they had another guy from the Padres too that they're looking at.
Well, I wouldn't trade with the Padres again because they ripped us off in that Rogers deal, but now Rogers isn't doing very well. But if they wanted one of those 2 guys, the trade not necessarily would, I don't know if it would be a fact or not, but it would be Larnach and maybe Miranda to get those. But I'd give up Larnach. I mean, I know he's decent, but he's hurt all the time. But I don't know if you give up Miranda at this point. I mean, seems like he's starting to get a feel for the major leagues, and he's not striking out as much as Sano. would strike out. So I don't know. Who knows?
What about the manager? What about Rocky? Think Rocky's gone too many rounds already?
I don't know. He can't go out and hit the ball for them, and he can't go out and pitch the ball for them.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
decisions, I know some of his decisions this year have been questionable.
I think he has a hard time handling his pitching staff to begin with, and then now they don't have their pitching coach anymore. They've got the fill-in that used to be the bullpen coach, who probably knew much as the pitching coach. When you don't have a lot to work with, you can't pull miracles and expect these guys. But I don't know. I just you got guys on first and second, nobody out, and let's hit away, boys.
Yeah, hit away. Don't bunt them over and try to get a sac fly.
There's a double play,
But and I don't know. Did we discuss this last week about these pitchers are pitching 5 innings, 6 innings, and everybody seems to think it's because of the pitch counts, but it's not. From what I heard from one guy that covers the Twins, said it's not necessarily about the pitch counts. It's about facing
the batting order the third time around.
Yeah, maybe we did, and I hate to repeat myself, but isn't that what the pitching coach is for?
Well,
you make your plan for your first 2 times through the order and what you're going to do, and then when the third time comes up,
you change it.
You start messing around with it a little bit to see what you can do, and I would think that's what a pitching coach would be for.
Well, I guess I go back to the old days, and if they let a pitcher pitch, you got Jack Morris, you got the Nolan Ryan, you've got the Big Hurt, or not the Big Hurt, but the Big Unit. Those guys pitched, and that's what they're. I don't think there are too many of them that. Which they had a pitcher on the other day. Pitched for Boston, and he also went to the Yankees. Got in a big fight with somebody. Remember the bat broke and he threw the bat at somebody?
Not Pedro.
No, this is I can't think of it. But he said that he called his own game.
Oh, Clemens maybe?
Roger Clemens.
Okay.
Yeah, he called his own game. He didn't need a catcher.
Yeah. I get it, because sometimes batting averages do go up as the game progresses.
Yep.
I can understand that, but that's why you have to change your pitch sequences and do stuff like that. And maybe you're throwing all fastballs the first time, then maybe you go to some breaking stuff the second time. Well, then go to more off-speed stuff the third time through.
It was really interesting because I think it was like the Monday night game, and on ESPN2, they have the 3 announcers that talk during the game, and they had Roger Clemens on, and he was talking to the Timberwolves owner.
Oh, A-Rod.
A-Rod. And A-Rod was telling how when he was on second, that Roger was the best at concealing his pitches, that any other pitcher he could always tell what he was going to throw, and he could let the guy know up the bat what he was throwing.
So, geez, there's sign stealing going on,
Yes.
or pitch stealing going on, which the Houston Astros got condemned for, but they were literally cheating, I believe. But yeah, I don't know. That's to me.
The other big story in the Twins is Correa wants to stay, and he's starting to hit the ball, and so they expect him to be there longer than 1 year. So.
Well, I hope so. I mean, that'd be a heck of a sign if you could get him to stay longer than a year. Because it is a good team. I mean, they're obviously not dead in the water yet. I mean, they have a 4-game or 4.5-game lead, and they're good enough to
in
keep
their division.
It. Yeah, but it's going to be a matter if Derek Falvey and Thad Levine go out and make some trades to get a starting pitcher and some bullpen help.
Yeah.
No, it's not easy. I get it. I mean, we're not morons here, I don't think, on this show. I mean,
but a lot of the people that are on the bandwagon, on the bus, like our producer director extraordinaire, he's at the back of the bus opening up the emergency door.
He's got 1 foot on the bus and 1 foot out the door. But he did say, well, no, we can't say what he's going to do tomorrow. So
going to the game.
Well, okay.
Oh, can I say that?
I guess you
sorry.
said that,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's in row 3.
Yeah, probably.
Right by the third baseline. He'll be the guy yelling at the.
He'll be able to reach out and touch. No, you should say first baseline, because he'll be able to reach out and touch Correa or Buxton or somebody.
Well, they all come out of the dugout and look at him go.
Yep. And when they hit the home runs, they're tipping their cap
Section 114.
to our producer. So, so good for
All right,
them.
well, let's hope the Twins get their together, right? Their shift.
Their shift together.
Get their
Yes.
shift work together.
We had a trade in the NHL.
Yep.
Bill
Cam
Guerin
Talbot is gone.
said he didn't have to do shift.
Yep.
So everybody thought, well, the team was all set, and then he pulls off
Yep.
trades Tam Talbot
Yep.
to the Ottawa Senators for Philippe Gustafson, goalie swap. So
Goalie
we'll
swap.
see. What did you think of what did you think about it when you heard
I don't know who the other goalie is.
it?
I
Yeah.
don't know, did he start for the Senators?
Well, I don't think he started for the Senators, but he was like 2-15.
So was it just a personality conflict between Talbot and the rest of the guys in the locker room?
Well, between him and Guerin didn't want that to boil over just
Yeah.
in case, and
Yeah.
so
Well, when you make the move,
yeah,
you know.
just in case. I
They
mean, but
got a guy hire extra security now just to keep an eye on how do you pronounce his name?
Kaprizov.
Kaprizov.
yeah,
So the Russians don't get him.
yeah. Well, that'll be interesting to see how that plays
Yeah.
out. But this kid was like, I want to say 2-15, 2-17. He had a goals against average of about 3.5, maybe a little higher. It wasn't 4, but it was 3 in the threes, and then his save percentage was like .89.
No. Great trade.
Which is not good. But you also have to realize that Ottawa was not that good last
Right.
year,
Yeah.
so he probably had nothing in front of him to help him.
Yeah.
Now he should be coming to a team where he's got a
Got a few good guys.
few good guys in front of him, so hopefully that'll work. But the Wild's biggest thing is that Jesper Wallstedt, who they drafted a couple years ago out of Sweden, who will finally get to the United States this year and play hopefully down in their farm system.
Oh.
He's supposed to be fantastic, and I was watching him on some film on him the other day while they were at the Tria Center down there where their new practice facility is. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
So
until you get into the big league, you don't know, right?
well, and they want to, you listen to Pat Micheletti, and I should have maybe got on the horn with him to see if he could be on the show today, but maybe we'll have him on maybe next week if I can get him. But they always say they need this seasoning down in the minor leagues. Well, you can't. I mean, has there ever been one goalie? Maybe he knows if there's ever been one goalie that's just actually made the jump to the NHL and done well.
Yeah.
So maybe I can coax him to come on the show next week.
I still think they're too small, and they don't have an enforcer. You know, when you look at St. Louis, they're big, strong, and congratulations too to local hockey player here, signed with the Blues again for another year.
Oh, is he on? So he had to sign another deal?
Yep, Mr. Rich. So good for him. So,
But now the Blues did lose Dave Perron to I can't remember who he's going to out east. So he's going to a team out east.
a lot of changes in the NHL. A lot of guys jumping ship.
Yeah, and a lot of it, like somebody said yesterday, I heard, there's a lot of these guys are jumping from the west to the east. So now these Western teams are becoming less strong.
Right.
While the Wild are pretty much staying pat.
Right.
So maybe that gives the Wild an advantage.
Yeah, even the former Wild goalie who was the goalie for
Colorado.
Kemper is with a different team.
He went to Washington.
Yeah. So
And and he just won a Stanley Cup.
Right.
I mean, so now and I don't know what the goaltending situation is like in Colorado, but I didn't think I thought they'd have a hard time winning with the two they had.
the NHL is finally opening up the purses and handing out money. They might as well take it when you can get it. So
Right. So that pretty much takes care of that, I guess.
Vikings, hey, when's the hype start?
Well, it's training camp's open in like what, a week and a half?
Are you going down to watch one of their practices?
No, probably not.
I assume Ron will probably be down there.
He probably has tickets already.
Yeah. Oh, not a Viking fan?
I watch them.
He watches them.
Oh, okay.
This more than I do.
Yeah.
So
But no big news out of the Viking camp. The same old, right?
yeah, I mean it's just like they're all did I hear they were 16-1 favorites to win the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl. I can't remember
Oh.
which. But like Philadelphia was like 10-1. And I don't know how they figure that stuff out, but Philadelphia has them. Yeah, they have a nice young quarterback, but he's untested.
Yep.
I mean, at least Minnesota has a quarterback that's been tested. Now it's just a matter of.
Where did Mayfield go? Where did he end up?
He went to Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see how that works out for them. I can't remember who their other quarterback was though, but.
Well, the NFL, you know, most of your quarterbacks, successful quarterbacks, you could probably name 5 on one hand that are pocket quarterbacks still, and the rest are scramblers. And you know, the big story now out of Baltimore is that their quarterback isn't good enough to play in the NFL. Can't throw, can't this, can't that, but hey, he still finds a way to win.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
The bottom line is the victory.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what they get paid to do, win games. So let's just hope Cousins is on his game. He's got the offense, the new coach.
Yeah,
We're going to find out.
Needs an offensive line that can protect him. That's the problem. He doesn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Somebody seems to think that the 2 tackles they have are going to be a lot better this year. Darrisaw and O'Neal, I think it is. Brian O'Neal.
Yep.
So they, you know, maybe they've got the start there. Now they just have to plug in the guards in the center, and
Well,
hopefully that'll.
their center turned out to be kind of a bust. He was
Wow.
a big star coming out of Ohio State, and slimmed down to like 200 pounds.
Yeah, it's not going to handle it.
He's not going to handle a toes tackle at 350 pounds. So.
Well, you better be pretty strong to be able to do that. But yeah, I don't. Hopefully, I mean, again, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the hype will start, and then then we'll find out the first game of the year, right?
That's
Green
right,
Bay.
with Green Bay.
So.
But you can talk about how successful the Vikings have been in the regular season, and if you look at their coaching numbers, they have been successful in the regular season. But when it comes to playoffs, they're 0-7 or 0-8 in their NFC Championship games since the last time they went. I mean, that's where it counts. So, and I know I have that written down at home because I sat, when you sit on the internet when you don't have anything to do, you kind of write stuff down so you have facts. And I don't have them on my phone, but I have it written down on a notepad, which still exists. Notepads still exist.
Yep.
So it's like, because I have all the records of the coaches written down and stuff.
So who was their most successful coach? Was it Bud?
Well, I'm sure it was Bud. Yeah.
For wins?
Because he was
0-4 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 0-4, and I don't know how many NFC. He might not have lost any NFC Championship games though, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, the 4 that they got in were the only 4 he coached in.
Yep.
No, I could be wrong, but I'm not saying I'm totally accurate.
Yep. Well, I think the last time they won the NFC Championship was they played the Rams and beat the Rams here in Roman Gabriel. That tells you how old we are.
Like 77 or 70, somewhere in that era.
So.
But yeah, I was trying to. I had that little blurb in my column on Sunday about Gino Cappelletti passing away, which I didn't even hear about, until I was called and told that he passed away. But one of the players he played with at the university was Bud Grant, and I started thinking, geez, I wonder if I could get in touch with him.
The one that passed away or Bud Grant?
Bud Grant.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Bud Grant. Yeah. No, if I could do that, I'd be a Pulitzer Prize winning writer if I could talk to individuals that have already passed
Kind of rub
on.
that crystal ball you got at home.
And I suppose I could have possibly.
this would work.
I could have possibly emailed the Vikings to see if they could get me in touch with them, because Bud's still going strong. He's like 93.
Still has an office there.
Yeah, so maybe he had some stories I could have possibly.
It's kind of interesting. I was watching the USFL, and one of the wide receivers for the Philadelphia, I think it's the Philadelphia team, is the son of the guy they did the story about, whose dad played for Philadelphia. I think Mark Wahlberg was the star of the show, or the actor that was in it, but about the
Dick Vermeil and
this he came off the streets and made the team.
Yeah, I know I know the movie you're talking about. Yeah.
Some guy named Benny. Hey, Benny.
Vinny Barbarino.
Video.
No, that was Kaplan.
Yeah,
Welcome
yeah.
back, Cotter. But so that name will probably come to me at some point during the remaining minutes of the show.
One of the fans over there at the Golden Crest just went, Vinny Barbarino. I remember him. Huh?
The Golden Crest. Now you're really aging yourself.
I might have had a room there. I don't really know.
You know, and I got a call from Tom Burdick this morning. He's putting a card on. Well, he had the card in Keewatin
Well,
where Sammy Savard, the Bulldog Sammy Savard, lost his WGW title.
he sent me a video last night of the interview.
Oh, you got it too, huh?
Yeah.
So hopefully they're having a show at the fairgrounds now on the 5th, and he says he's having one at your place.
Keeps telling me that, but I haven't set a date or anything.
Well, yeah,
so.
that's what he told me. He says a couple weeks after that
Yeah.
he's having another
Yeah,
show. So
outdoor.
Sammy Savard might be getting back his
Yep.
could possibly get back his title.
For those who don't know, Tom Burdick is Tommy Two-Tone,
Yeah.
wrestler extraordinaire.
There. He's the manager to Sammy Savard,
Yep.
and hopefully that pans out for them. It was kind of a fun time. Going to that is kind of fun, you know.
It is. It's entertaining. When you got millions and millions of people watching the entertainment on TV on Monday and Thursday nights, I think it's on every night of the week now. So, but it's and you got to give credit to these guys. They're not making any money. You know, the one of them that came up to Nashwauk, I think drove from Rochester, and wrestled at the program, and then head back to Rochester with the $5 he made at Nashwauk, and then they get it back up and they come wrestle somewhere else. So, hey, gotta give those guys credit.
Oh yeah, no,
You gotta be able to love what you're doing.
That's right, and it's good. I mean, you might not, whatever you think about wrestling in general, they're athletes.
They are.
They are athletes. Most of them are athletes anyway. They're the ones that I see.
And when they get hurt, they really get hurt. I mean, that's not the fakey part. I shouldn't say the fakey part. Whoops.
Whoops. Did we give away something?
Oh, who's going to be wearing the mask at the county fair this year?
Yeah. This Mikey.
Yeah.
Not me. I enjoy shooting it.
They don't look like El Tarabo.
Yeah. So yeah,
but go out and enjoy it. It's fun. It's a good, like I said, it's great entertainment, and you can pick your good guy and you can pick your bad guy. So.
Well, right away, when the guy comes out and grabs the mic and says your town kind of stinks,
Yeah.
you know who the bad guy is.
Yep.
So you can root against them, and I'm sure they love getting the crowd involved with it, because it makes gets them more cranked up. And
well, even they did a documentary on Ric Flair, who's been 40 years wrestling, and he said there was 4 or 5 times where he got stabbed and his life threatened, and so some of the people take it pretty serious.
Yeah, again, don't take it to that extreme where it's that serious, but get involved a little bit and have fun with it.
It is fun.
Have fun.
Yeah.
They have fun.
So good luck with that. That's right. The fair will be here, in a couple of weeks?
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I think it's August 5th is when the show is. Getting to local stuff, Legion will be starting playoffs. I know they were supposed to play Rapids and Cloquet this week, and the Rapids game got rained out on Tuesday, and then they were supposed to start it up again on Wednesday, but he didn't have enough players, so they didn't play the game. And they were supposed to go to Cloquet last night, and I haven't heard anything from them. VFW, their playoffs, before VFW, their playoffs will be starting next week, so we'll see what kind of draw they get. VFW split a doubleheader with Rapids on Tuesday, and then they went to East last night and split another doubleheader. So they're getting set for their playoffs.
Good.
I don't know how. I saw a junior league game the other night. They were playing International Falls, and they must have scored. The Hibbing for Boney's team must have scored 10 runs in one inning.
Wow. Good.
You know, it was kind of, you felt bad for the Falls team because, I mean, it hit a ground ball. And I was standing down by the dugout there on the first base side. Because you can't see what's going on, but you hit a ground ball to second base, and all of a sudden you hear the ball hit the fence.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that it got overthrown, and you know, so they just kept running around the bases.
Yeah. Well, it's nice too. Last night I had the opportunity to, we have our Miracle League on Thursday nights, and our senior or the adult division, I think we had 28 individuals, and when they had the youth played earlier. But the point I'm trying to make, it was really a nice evening, and the park was packed. I mean, with the Little League going on, and we had the Miracle League going on. They had the band playing up at the north end of the park, so it was really nice to see a lot of people out enjoying the evening. And I just want to give a real quick shout out to, I know we didn't have a lot of time, but had an opportunity to talk to Aaron Claudio yesterday from Security Bank, and his son pitched in the University of Minnesota has their big tournament down in Bemidji, made the final round, and they his son, who's a left-hander, got a lot of notice. So good luck to him. He's gonna, when you're left-handed, you can throw the ball hard, you know, up in the upper 80s.
Yeah, you got it.
And you're only 17.
Yeah, no, you've got something.
You got a
going.
prospect there, so
Yeah.
good luck to him. But again, it was nice to see people out playing ball, and the numbers are down, which is really, it's concerning. You know, you know, we used to have 6 teams. I think you're down to 4 or 5 now, and but yet I think the senior league has 4 teams this year. So so it looks like maybe that number is picking up a little bit, but it's, you don't know anymore. You don't know what you got to do to get kids to come out and play a little ball.
Baseball's a fun game.
So, and then congratulations to Mr. Tom Ani, the new Hibbing High School boys basketball coach. We wish him a lot of success, and you know, we give a shout out to Coach McDonald for the years that he's put in and the success that he's had there, and what he'll do in the future. You know, I'm sure he'll be watching Aiden. So
play. And then I guess too, after on that fact, Babe Glumac is hired as the new softball coach at HCC.
Really?
Where?
Yes. So,
Where?
HCC.
well, Minnesota North Hibbing
Oh.
is the name of the campus now. So we got to make sure we get that plug that right.
Oh, okay.
So congratulations to Babe. I mean,
No money officiating?
Well, no, he says he's not giving it up.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll see how he handles both those things. Maybe he can up his own games.
Is he doing boys and girl or just?
Just a women's team.
Just a women's
Just
team.
a fast pitch team.
Oh, good for Babe.
So congratulations to him. Well, we've come to the end of another show for the disembodied voice sitting to my right, and I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again next week.
Hibbing Public Access Television would like to thank U.S. Bank for providing us with studio space.